Okay guys, welcome to Algebra. Once again, this is Mr. T. I hope you guys are doing well today. So today we're going to be continuing our lesson on relations. Right now I'm just looking at these bunch of squiggly lines going up and down. So what is this? Well, today we're going to be doing something very important, which is to understand how to read graphs, at least these type of graphs. I know on the news you've probably seen a bunch of graphs that look like this, because they've been talking about how people to stay inside because we want to flatten the curve. That means we want the curve to go down eventually. So before we can talk about a graph, we need labels. So in this case we're talking about temperature and time, but before that let me show what we are. Well, it's always a good idea to read the description of the problem. So it says, let me see, it says the graph represents the temperature inside on a winter day. So you're inside your house. Describe what happens in the graph. So now we know that we're talking about temperature and we're talking about time. So all we have to say is what's going on according to the graph. So what's happening to the heat based on the behavior of the graph. So if I look at the graph, I see that what the graph tells me is that when I move from the left to the right, that's when time is moving on or is passing by. When the graph goes up and down, it's talking about temperature. So if my graph is moving up, that means my temperature is going up. If my graph is going down, that means that my temperature is going down. In terms of time, we're only going to move to the right, so we're not going back we're not going to go back in time. So let's start looking at the graph. So here, as time moves on, I see that I'm going up. That means that my temperature is going up. Then my temperature drops a little bit, but not too much. Then it goes up, then it drops, then it goes up, then temperature once again drops, then it goes up, temperature drops, goes up again, and then eventually the temperature starts going down. So my temperature inside my room keeps going down. So what do you think happened here? Well, if we are talking about being inside on a winter day, that means we'll probably turn on the heater. So when you turn on the heater, the room inside the temperature inside the room is going to go up, and then the heater, especially when you have a thermostat, it tries to keep it at a certain temperature. Depends on the temperature that you want your room to be. So if you want your room to be 70 degrees, it's going to try to keep that, but sometimes the heater turns off. When it starts noticing that the temperature is dropping, it automatically turns on again, and that's why you see this. It's trying to keep the temperature that you told the thermostat to keep it at. So eventually it goes down. So it probably means that you turn off the heater, and because of that, the temperature inside the room is going all the way down. So that's what's going on with this graph. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write down what I said. So So that's it for this lesson. When you go to Google Classroom, you're gonna go to assignments, and you're only going to have one problem, and the problem is going to look like this one. So it's talking about speed and time. And so let me go to Google Classroom. So when you go to classwork and assignments, it's gonna be this one, notes 1.6 example 3. Return. So it's a Google document, and it has exactly the same problem I just showed you, just like this one. Alright, so tomorrow, it's Friday. Tomorrow there's not going to be any assignments online because all your teachers are going to be on PD, so Professional Development Day for teachers. So It's a day off for you guys in terms of assignments online, so we'll keep in touch on Monday. I'll be posting the assignments back on Monday, so stay safe, have a good weekend, and we'll keep in touch.